Well, holidays can be a joyous season for many, but for some, maybe not so much. So we've invited Tammie Colon here, Executive Director of Mental Health Recovery Services. Welcome, Tammie.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. So, I thought maybe you would give us some helpful hints on maybe, people that are not feeling the best for the holiday season, maybe, feeling down in the dumps, perhaps.
Yeah, well, there's so many reasons that could be contributing to that, right?
Yeah.
It could be loneliness. It could be having lost a loved one or a significant change in life, but also a lot of it is really self-induced, right?
It can be.
It's creating high expectations for the event, not having the energy or the emotional strength to manage through those expectations, and then every time you fail, then it just makes you feel worse. So.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So just changing your way of thinking. It's just easier said than done, I know.
Right.
But it is a good way of dealing with things. What about those that are dealing with loss, or sometimes the changes of maybe you've lost somebody and they're bringing back those memories of what they used to have for the holidays. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, and those losses never go away, right? So it's really giving yourself permission to experience that, even though it may have been 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If it is what you're feeling, then it is what you're experiencing, and it's okay to have those feelings. And then, putting yourself around other people who also give you permission to experience that, allow you to reminisce, allow you to still cry, regardless of their opinion of it, just recognizing that it's a genuine emotion and supporting it.
Yeah.
I think the number one tip I would give people for the holidays is the plan, right? Really decide what's your priority that you want to make sure you do, the people that you want to make sure you see. List those things as a priority, your daily activities to get you a plan through the month, and just start checking them off, because A, you feel better when you've accomplished them. And B, even if you have to move one activity to the next day, you're still on a plan. You're not out there aimlessly trying to survive the holidays. You're taking control over the situation and making it the best that you have the ability to do.
That's true. And planning is actually really good throughout the entire, your entire life, really.
Absolutely. We fail to see all the things we accomplish in a day because we have a tendency to focus on those things that we don't.
Yeah, I'm really big on making lists, because if I check it off, I said, hey, I accomplished that list, I think I did a great thing for the day. And if I can't do something, I just put it on for the next day, which is perfect.
And keeping the list, reasonable. Sometimes we overwhelm ourselves with the things we want to do, the things we see other people doing. Stick to what you absolutely want to accomplish through the holiday, and you can list those other things, but they're not your priority, and if they fall off the list completely, then give yourself permission to allow that.
Right, and the list also works with seasonal affective disorder, SAD.
Yes.
But there are also other tips that maybe you can use for this disorder, and stuff like lights.
Yep, light therapy, exercising, surrounding yourself around people who are supportive and who lift you up. And then preparing yourself if you're going to be in an environment that isn't quite that supportive, either limiting the amount of time you're there. There's nothing wrong with sharing your expectations to other people on what you can do and what you need from them. So I'm going to come, I'm only going to be there about an hour and a half, or I'm just going to be there through dinner. Don't be offended. Take charge of yourself, right? Express it to other people, be aware of it for your own self. And I have to tell you, I would also recommend people get off social media during the holiday.
That's a good thing as well.
That sets the bar too high for most of us to accomplish. And we only see snapshots of people's lives, but we think we're falling short, or our life doesn't represent what it should be when we start to compare ourselves to others. And the holidays, people just overwhelm social media.
Right, and then when you think about social media, like when people are posting something, they're usually posting something that's, good about themselves, they're not going to say something like, my life is horrible.
Right.
Well, sometimes they do, but...
well, they shouldn't, but
you're right.
So, and just remembering those pictures are snapshots.
Yep, exactly.
And then I think families just need to make sure that they take care of their children as well, right? Because children have a tendency to mimic what they see the adults doing. So if we're stressing ourselves out, if we're making this a job and not a celebration and not an experience, then they're doing the same thing. So they're getting cranky, their behavior changes, and then we've got this whole atmosphere going on that's challenging.
That's true. Well, Tammie, thank you so much for coming out, giving us all tips to get through the holidays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks.
Well, don't go away, because medical news is up next.